Because you see, you're here forever.
I feel like when Mako first came out, I didn't do a video talking about him enough, but I think it's time that I finally take a better look at him, because I think Mako might be one of the first truly useless towers in the game. Big part of why Mako is like entirely useless is truly because there's just much better towers that you can and will use instead of him. Because really, what's the point? What's the point of Mako when he might just authentically be the worst tower in the game? Our first couple levels, sure, I guess why decent early defense, I guess. But when you get to the stage when he starts charging, it's a little useless. Am I wrong? Now, a big issue I have with his charge is that, like, when you upgrade it, it doesn't keep the charge going until an enemy spawns. Meaning, you lose out on precious time, because, who knows, maybe you might just be not using auto skip or something. And so, boom, time wasted, because, oh, no, but no one's coming. No one's coming! Okay? So, as you can see, now when I summon these guys, he starts his charge. And I think his charge, it's a cool gimmick, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit useless. Now, keep in mind that what I just said was only on the first one, but it gets to a point in like his later stages where sure he has high damage, but this is like not good whatsoever for most maps. What they say is like ideal for Mako is put him at the back. I can kind of see this for back defense. He'd be pretty good. Now, here's the thing. His whole point is back defense, as I just said. However, back defense isn't that, like, important. Maybe some stuff can get through, but tell me that you can't just leak damage. Ever. Like, on his early levels, he does nowhere near enough. And, like, to get him to max, at that point, to get, like, up here, you could probably get, like, 2 hot dog franks or something. 3,000, 5,200. Perfect. That's enough defense that you need ever. And Mako, he's just not worth it at all. Because, like, I like his design. I like most of his skins so far. Groundskeeper, I don't really like it that much. So, Mako, oh, it's 12 second charge. He could do, like, 500 damage without spec. Sure, I guess I can kind of see how that's useful. But again, taking up one of your 5 slots with this fucker just to put him at the back, he's not useful at all. And it's like some towers that are like usually seen as bad can actually be kind of useful. As I learned from my tournament, Jester can be used to leg the game and pretty much screw over your opponent in PvP, which, well, I didn't say it was against the rules because I didn't know that was possible. And, you know, the vault points can actually be pretty useful on most raid maps, or some maps in general. Because here's the thing, vault can actually be kind of useful. Even Keith can be more useful than fucking Mako over here. Because Keith, looking back, he's pretty decent DPS. He can do pretty alright damage. For like, I want to say he's cheap, but a medium fucking input. So, what I still don't get is what's the point of Mako when there's just so many other better towers. Like, in the update he came out, they gave Hot Dog Frank a slight nerf. However, as you can see, he's still better. Like, infinitely better. Just because of how much more useful he is. Because, like, a couple of Franks, I think, like, the cap's, like, 12 for him. No, it's 11. If there's 11, you can have 11. So, all of these guys, boom, all happy. But with something like Mako, where you're not going to be attacking, like, as fast with this rate. Example, rate 3 seconds. Rate 1.9 seconds. With these Franks, you could do much more damage than fucking Mako. Because Mako is just useless. That's the point I'm trying to get across with this whole video. Mako, despite he's a cool idea, it's a cool gimmick, but it just isn't executed well enough in Tower Hero's basic gameplay. Because that's the thing, if you're like charging, you can't use him as main like attacker because, oh, if you have El Goblino here and a bunch of Makos, still funny. If you have a bunch of Makos in this, he's gonna attack every 3 seconds, and you're never gonna be able to get to your full charge simply because, oh, well, fuck you. And it's like, oh, what is like the worst tower in the game though? That's arguable. Some people, Spiper, think it's Slime King, but your Slime King, despite being kind of useless, is also pretty fucking better than fucking Mako. Cause like his special ability, pretty alright, paired with Buzzer, good as shit. But mainly the best part about Slime King is the fact that not only do you get a summoner out of it, but also just the effect that it leaves. Now, here's what could potentially make Mako a better tower. Here's the thing, as you notice, I don't know, this is a dumb one I thought on the spot here. See that anchor? His gimmick, his current gimmick isn't the best or useful in the slightest. So what could be used? I don't know, maybe like Goblino, he anchors the enemy down. Wow. Ooh, for like maybe a couple seconds, and that's pretty decent stun. And also, what could make him better is like any way for him to like attack when you say so. So maybe you, the player, get to put an input on like, okay, where I'm going to change his rate to somewhere between 3 seconds and 12 seconds. Alright, so then you can get the most damage possible out of him instead of... Actually, hang on, I gotta do something real quick. Spawn a boss alien. Now, he's gonna be doing his charge, right? And the second he gets here... Bam! Does he start his charge immediately? No, it takes a second. But as you can see, he just keeps attacking. And because of this, he's not going to be getting his full potential. Not to mention just how slow he attacks. See that? He hardly did 2,000 damage. We're gonna try that exact same thing with Hot Dog Frank. Now, this is just how much bang for your buck that you'll be getting out of Hot Dog Frank rather than Mako. See, he already did, like, just as much damage as Mako did. Like, in more now. Just because, oh, it didn't take that long. So, I assume with Spectre, it'd probably be double that. And as you can see, Hot Dog Frank is doing a lot better. Now, again, alien boss, it's a boss enemy, so don't expect it to just kill this. But what we have to take into account is the entire point of these towers. Crowd control. Let's see. Bam. Killed easily. But something like fucking Mako, he's not the best. So, in conclusion of this whole video, Mako is probably the most useless, outclassed tower in the game on its release. Now, usually when we get a new tower, they're pretty fun to use for a while. Example, Keith was broken at the start when he came out. Stella's always been broken. El Goblino is like a decently better stun than bite sometimes. Not really. But really, what can I say other than Mako's not very good, Hot Dog Frank is cheaper, and just a lot better. Actually, that was a really unfair scaling I just did. Alright, so as you can see, yeah, he's doing a bit better now, but that's purely because it had the charge to do so. But usually with how crowd control works is you'll be completely screwed over after you kill the first bit. After that, boom, they're just gonna keep on coming. It's just... Sure, it looks like he did pretty decent damage on him, but really that's because 1, he's slow, 2, these guys had time to get their charges out of the way first. And really, I hate Mako. See, decent crowd control at first. When it comes to like stronger enemies in late game, Mako's fucking horrible. But at the start, he's just not useful. At the start, he's alright, I guess. Example, yeah, this is what your fucking generic, actually, nah, that not really that. What your average late game wave is gonna look like. Okay, not exactly, but as you can see, he like literally hasn't killed any. You know, with all 8, takes up like I'd say 100,000 mana just for that. So really, is Mako good for your main DPS? No, but there could potentially be a benefit to just here. Let's have 2 fully charged Makos at the back. How much are they gonna do? Not a lot, because with him to get his like every tower for his full capacity, you're gonna need Spectre, and yeah. Hey, does the Spectre ability increase his charge? I never knew that. I don't want to try that. I should. That was fucking nothing! That's without Spectre. So, with Spectre, you could probably expect him to do a bit better. But really, he's not good. I hate to say it. I love his design. I love the general concept of him, the like charge and stuff. But really, he's just not useful in the slightest. He's outclassed by a lot. Now, to be fair, many towers in the game are completely outclassed by shit like Spectre, Discount Dog, Yasuke, Balloon... Does Balloon Pelt count? Lemonade Cat's fucking useless nowadays. Unless it's like Duo or something. But that's only if there's no mana share when you do Duo. But pretty much, there's no point. And that's really all there is to Mako.